Hi, this is a short video demonstrating how to use sets and also addressing this issue in the case where we want to look at the average unit price for a given manager versus the rest of the company. So I'll give you a short example. I'm going to just pick a person at random and see if I can look at the average price, unit price that person paid for the materials versus the rest of the company. Okay, so I already have all my data loaded up. All the tables are connected, and now I'm just gonna start making the graphic here. One way I can do this is I want to make the different bar graphs to represent the unit price paid by the person I'm interested in, and then I use a line graph to represent the average for the entire company. Okay, so when I go to the transactions table here, I'm gonna look for the TR unit price. So if I want to use this, I need to first figure out. I need two different groups, right? One group representing the manager or the employee that I'm interested in, and then another set that only includes one set including just the person I'm interested in, another set that excludes that person, right? So I think there's probably a couple of ways to do this. I'm going to do this just very explicitly, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a set for this. So the first thing I need to do before that is I need to convert this to dimension. And then I'm going to then convert this into I'm going to create a set now, okay? And I create a set, there's these different employee ID numbers. I'm just going to pick one at random. Let's just pick, I don't know, 905987 at random. Okay, and I'm going to say, okay. Let's see. Okay, and then so this set that I just created, let's look, I'm going to make this the explicit set. So I'm going to rename this as, I'll call this, I don't know, I'll call it individual. Then I'm going to create another set that excludes this one individual. So I'm going to go here and I create another set. And I believe that this is the one I selected. All right, so let's see, I'm going to exclude. Well, I think that's one way to do it, and then select all. Oops. I'll just do it this way. I could have just selected 90597 and press exclude, or select everything and then just uncheck 905987. So I'm gonna say okay. All right, and I'm gonna call this without individual. So I have these two sets. Okay, so then I'm gonna create two different one being a bar chart and another being a line graph. So two different visuals with respect to the unit price that for those two groups or two sets. So I'm going to go to the unit price and create a calculated field. Okay, and this calculated field will be giving the unit price, and so I'll call this unit price that one particular individual that I selected. Okay, and then so I'm going to use this, then I'm going to call this if it's in that individual set, then we'll just do the unit price directly. Okay, and say okay. And then this is going to give me the unit price for that one individual. I'll create another one now. Create calculate field. Everyone except that one individual. So I'll call this. I want to be consistent with the naming here. With unit price individual, so I'll call this unit price without individual, or WO in the, let's call it int. Yeah, make it easier. And then so I'm going to keep this around because I don't have to rewrite it. I'm going to say if it's that new set, the second set I made without individual, and we're going to use tier price. Okay. Right. Those are my two individual unit prices. So I'll put the individual first. So I'm going to drag the individual to the rows here. Okay, so it gives me a bar graph. And I want this to be an average, but so I probably want to look at this as like it changes over the months in my data set. So I'm going to go up and find the date here. Let's see here, first name. Should be in the transaction table. Let's do transaction date. I'm gonna put that into columns. Okay, so right now, we want this in month. So I'll pick month here. So this is now I have the month in the year, and this is now a continuous variable. So now I can kind of look and see what's going on here. Let's change this to, so I'll just keep it as line for now. This gives it the average price paid, the average unit price paid by this particular individual throughout different months from 2012 to 2015. Okay. I'm gonna add a second line that shows the same info for the entire company though, and without this one individual. So I'm gonna drag the unit price of that individual to right here. We add that in. So that gives me my second line down here, up here. Okay, and I probably want to combine these two. And the way I can do that is I can go over here and I can do dual axis. Okay, now they're combined into one plot. Okay, but now I have two different axes. So I probably want to synchronize these axes, right? Because these are talking about the same thing here. So I don't need two separate y-axes. So I'm gonna click on synchronize axis. Okay, and then I'm gonna hide this right-hand one, right? Because it's the same. Let me get rid of that. And I'm gonna rename this left one. Instead of calling it average unit price WOD, I'll just call this one average unit price. Close this out. Okay. And let's see here. So this is looking at, I'm guessing there's a few issues here. Oh, this is a sum, right? So I'm gonna change this to an average. So I'll change this to an average as well. Okay. It looks like there's some issues. I think they're kind of overlapping right now. Could possibly overlapping. Let's see. Or I think this is looking for all of the materials. Okay. Before I move on though, I probably don't want the same. Maybe I want one of them to be a bar graph and not a bar rather than a line. So I'm actually gonna go to the unit price. Oops, I have a mistake here. I have the same things, right? Okay, so I actually want the individual here, right? So let me put that down. I'm going to get rid of this one, and then I'm going to put the store right. That's just because of the ordering. Otherwise, you'll see in a bit. I think if you don't do this, because I'm going to convert one of them to a bar, I think it'll hide the other one. So let's give that a try. If I have to fix it, we'll just have to deal with that. So the average unit price for the individual, I'll make this one into a bar. Okay, so I'll make that into a bar. Okay. Then let me now get rid of, so I'm going to turn this one back into a line. Okay. Now I'm going to point here, average unit price. Oh, wait, okay. This is got added there for no apparent reason. Let's get rid of that. Now I'm going to synchronize these two, right? So I'm going to again click on this and sorry. I'm going to go here and then I'm listing my headers here, so I'm going to have to reset cards. Okay. Go up here and let's synchronize these axes, so dual axis. Same thing now. And I'm gonna now get rid of the synchronized axis, and then I'm gonna get rid of this right one. I'm gonna rename this again to average unit price. Again, I made a mistake earlier where I did the same I added two of the same measures rather than doing one for the individual and one for the one without the individual. So now it looks better. So the line represents everyone without the individual, and the bar represents the individual. So what this tells me is this randomly chosen person is paying less than the rest of the group, right? But this is I probably want a little bit more details in this. So let's actually break it down by the different materials. So I believe under product or material master here. Let's see. Maybe, yeah, let's try it with material description. No, let's try it with product description first. See how big that is. Ceramic, metal. Okay. So, oh, there's a lot of also missing values. Okay, so let's not do this one. I think that let's break it out by material instead. Let's see what happens if we do that. So now we have looking at cobalt chrome and then polyethylene. So you know, I'm gonna exclude some of these ones that are not relevant. So exclude the null one, exclude ceramic, because I guess this individual didn't really purchase any ceramics, exclude. And then let's also exclude the luster. Let's exclude that with this one. Silicone. And titanium. So we have roughly three materials that this individual purchased, and it looks like overall it's pretty much in line with the rest of the company, right? There isn't anything that sticks out. Like this one person isn't paying more or less. It's pretty much right on this average line for the rest of the company. Okay, so this is one way kind of showing the average unit price paid by an individual and comparing with the rest of the company. Okay, so hopefully this is helpful. Let me know if there are any questions. Feel free to reach out. Okay, thank you very much. Take care. Bye.